Carl Barks' comic Super Snooper was published in the August of 1949. In the beginning, Donald's nephews read a comic called Super Snooper. The comic has a hero who is a mix between Batman and Superman. He's a detective and super strong at the same time. But their uncle gets angry by the fact that they read such unreasonable stuff. He reacts angrier than usual because he has a heartburn. So he stops them from reading and sends them to a pharmacy to get the medicine for him. Huey, Dewey and Louie, on the other hand, head to the pharmacy but start reading again the comic once they are at a safe distance from their uncle. They stopped reading at home, as they say, when in the comic a mine blew up and Super Snooper lay under a lot of colds. As soon as they read on, Super Snooper lifts up the debris and goes away. According to the Carl Barks comic issue, this is an exaggerated representation of a scene from the first live-action Superman movie from 1948, where a lot of action scenes were animated. The three nephews see a postman while reading who has a problem delivering a package because his back hurts. He has a humorously long white beard, indicating that he might be too old for his job. Donald's nephews want to deliver the package for him, but he rejects this idea because the content would be too dangerous to be handed over to them. But when he finally realizes he cannot go to the customer, he gives their address for the package to one of the three. It appears to be at the other end of Duckburg in an atomic energy laboratory in the Secret Street 53. But Huey, Dewey and Louie do not go directly to the laboratory, but to their home. They want to leave their Super Snooper comic book at home to have less luggage to carry. As soon as they arrive, they realize that they needed to get the medicine for Donald. So they leave the mysterious package behind and go to the pharmacy. Meanwhile, their uncle decides to check if his nephews have brought the medicine. He sees the package for the laboratory, which he mistakes with his medicine because it is also in a bottle and is nowhere to be seen. He does not see the instructions for use, which served as the packaging and lie on the table. The instructions say that the liquid isotopes in the bottle should only be used by scientists who deal with atomic energy in small amounts on rats. One rat would become as strong as an elephant. But Donald, because he did not read it, drinks it. He does not like the taste, but feels immensely better after that. Donald wants to continue his work in the garden, which apparently began at the beginning of the comic. So he wants to open the door, but instead of opening it, he rips the door lock from it. Thinking the house is not well built, he slams the doorknob to the floor angrily, but it goes right through and creates a hole. After that, Donald goes outside, but the entire front door together with him fall down to the ground. Even angrier than before, he kicks the door and the door flies away. The duck wonders what is going on. This scene is funny because Donald switches from being enthusiastic to being confused or angry with lots of facial expression. As the comics goes on, it gets even more humorous. A little girl is crying after mommy and daddy because her doll is under a heavy steamroller. While looking at the child, Donald does not see how he lifts up the vehicle. The girl has a humorously happy face, on Donald a funny surprised face when they both realize that he can lift it up. After this occasion, Donald realizes that he is a superhero like Super Snooper. He rearranges the steamroller and pulls it up again. Then Donald does what he realizes he is able to do now as a superhero. He can fly through walls, bite chunks of iron girders, dig through the earth like a mole while with an engine, plow down groves and run faster than a jet plane. But he wants to show the world his abilities, which he apparently didn't have done yet. so he plans to jump over the moon, knot comic dales together, lift up sunken ships, crack mountains open to show their gold inside, and get every animal out of his way. Then he flies home gently to surprise his nephews, but he suddenly loses his powers and falls into his garden. He feels weak and thinks of the bad-tasting liquid which he thinks of as his medicine. He runs to the bottle and fills it into his body like a drug. Huey, Dewey and Louie speculate if Donald actually believes they think that the stories of the Super Snooper are real, but they are surprised when they find out that their uncle believes that he is a Super Snooper himself. Donald wants to know the best thing the Super Snooper had ever done according to them. They reply that he runs into walls like they were thin paper. Donald, wanting to demonstrate his abilities, runs toward a wall in their house, but he cannot run through it like as he expected it, but fails. Huey, Dewey and Louie throw away the comic because they do not want it to have such a bad impact on their uncle and on society. The story can be interpreted in multiple ways. On the one hand, the comic is a slight criticism of a specific comic type, and on the other hand, it is criticizing criticism of comics. I especially like the comic because the comically exaggerated emotions of Donald switch rapidly. It ends up to that Donald is drawn very surprised and happy in multiple ways in the comic. It is best shown when he slowly realizes how much he can do. He is happy having these abilities as a superhero, but he is also curious why he has them at all. An explanation would be that he only imagines that he has superior abilities. Donald would be put in a hallucinating state by drinking the liquid meant for the laboratory. Then he would dream until he wakes up in his garden. That is felt by Donald by falling into his garden and waking up there. He would never have lost his powers if he never had them. This would also explain why his nephews do not know of the destructions of the door and the floor by Donald in their house.